Hello, I'm Parker Haney, and this is my video presentation for my Java 2 course final project. For my Java 2 final project, I decided to make a simple note-taking application. And when you first run my application, you'll be greeted with the title right here, Simple Note-Taking. Hello, and welcome to my simple note-taking application. With this application, you'll be able to view, create, and add on to a list of notes. The text contained within the notes will be automatically saved, so you don't have to worry about losing any of your notes. So there's a title, a short description of what you can do with this application, and then right down here, it'll explain to you that there is a login process that you need to go through before you can have access to all of the note editing functions. So right here it says before you have access to viewing, creating, and editing your notes, you need to log in first. If you already have an account, please set up, then please use, if you already have an account set up, then please use the user login option. If you don't already have an account, then please use the guest login option. And then right down here it says, please choose a login option, 1 or 2. Right here in this field, you can enter in either 1 or 2 to decide which sort of login option you would like to use. But if you were to add it, or if you were to enter something that is an invalid input, it will just tell you entered the incorrect value, and then it will ask you if you would like to try again. If you enter in Y, then that means yes, and you'll be asked to provide an input again for the login option. If you enter in N, that means no, and that means that the application will just close. So I'm going to enter in Y for yes, and it will give me the exact same prompt. Because I created the application, I already have a user login set up, so I'm just going to enter in 1 for user login. And then it will say, you have decided to log in as a user, and it will ask me for my name. I'm just going to enter Parker. It says, welcome Parker to my application. Please provide your login information below. And here I have to put in exactly what my username and password is in order to proceed. If I were to say enter in something just like P, it will say error, incorrect username, would you like to try again, yes or no? And if I hit no, it will bring me back to deciding whether I want to log in as a user or a guest. But I do definitely want to log in as a user, and I'm going to provide the same name. And now that it's asking me for a username, I will enter in the correct username, and if I enter in the correct username, which is ParkerJ02, then it will ask me for the proper password. If I enter in the wrong password, I'm just going to enter in 1. It will say error, incorrect password. Would you like to try again? I have the option for yes or no. I'm going to say yes. And if I get the password wrong, it's going to start over from asking for my username. So I have to enter in the username again, ParkerJ02. And then this time I will enter in my password correctly. I'll just enter in 123 ABC. And that is the correct username and password for my account. Now it's going to say, now that you've logged in, you can create new notes, add notes, view your notes, and exit the application. And there is a warning right here saying that selecting create new notes will erase your past notes, and I will show you exactly what that means once we kind of get into the note editing part of the application. Right here it says, please enter your option 1, 2, 3, or 4. Option 1 creates new notes. Option 2 adds notes. Option 3, you'll be able to view your notes. And then option 4 is what you use to exit the application once you've done everything that you've wanted to do with your notes. So for option 1, we're just going to go ahead and enter that to start a brand new notes page. And it will ask you to enter in the first note within your notes page. It says just please enter text below. For this note, I'm going to say that I want a shopping list. So this will be the first note entry on my notes page. And just like that, we have set this as the very first note on the page. And then it will ask me again to enter in one of these options. I can enter in 3 just to view my notes, and I'll show you what that looks like. There will be 2 buffers in between the contents, or on the outside of the contents of the notes, so it just says note contents, and then within these 2 brackets, I guess you can call them, you can see that this is the note that I had, but this isn't the only note that I want to have within my notes page. So for that, I can use add notes, because if I were to enter and create new notes, that would completely erase this note that I have already made, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to say that I want to add on new notes to this note page that I already have notes entered into. So I'm just going to enter 2. It will say please enter append text here, and I will say that I want to have 1 apple on my shopping list. For append notes, it will ask you repeatedly if you want to add on more, and I will say, would you like to add more text? And you can say yes or no. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. So this is going to be a completely different line on my notes page, and I'm going to say that I want 2 bananas. All right. And then I answer that. It will ask me again if I want to enter something else. I'll go ahead and say yes. And then let's just say that I want 5 oranges. I answer that, and once I've entered in all the text or all the notes that I want to add to my notes page, I can just hit no, because I don't want to add on any more notes. From there, I can choose to view my notes, and you can see that now my notes have been updated with the 3 different entries that I wanted to add. So this is the very first one that we made when we selected create new notes. And then from there, I was able to add on more notes. I was able to add on 1 apple, 2 bananas, and 5 oranges. And that is what my notes currently look like. So let me just show you if I were to create new notes, and let's do something different here. Let's just write as if like I'm writing out a dialogue between 2 characters. So let's just say Parker says, hello, how are you? Like that. And that's going to be now the beginning of my notes, because I chose to create a new notes page. And then from there I can add on, let's say that the other character is Carlos. So Carlos says, I'm doing okay. How are you? So that's what Carlos says. And then I can choose to add on more text. I'll hit yes. Then Parker says, I'm doing good. And then we can decide if we want to end that dialogue there. I'm just going to enter an N for just so that it knows that that's the last note that I want to add. Then I can use 3 again to view my notes, and you can see that everything we just did is on the notes page right here. So Parker says, hello, how are you? Carlos says, I'm doing okay, how are you? Parker says, I'm doing good. So that's all the notes, and from there we can just decide to enter in 4 once we have made all the notes that we want to make. And it will say, thank you for using my application, and the application will stop running. But real quick, I want to show you what it looks like when you enter in as a guest. So this time we chose the guest login, and it says you have decided to log in as a guest, enter your name, and I'm just going to enter in Parker, and once I do that, it will greet me and it will give me the same result as what I got with the user login, except this time I don't need to provide a username or password. It simply just says to provide a name. Once you've entered your name, it will greet you, and then you'll have full access to editing the notes. And like I said, you can do the exact same thing. The difference between being a user or a guest, there is no difference. It's just like a different login process. And then once you're done adding and editing your notes, you can just enter in 4, and the application will close with a goodbye message saying thank you for using my application. And yeah, that is my Java 2 course final project presentation, and thank you for watching.